At that point, my common sense walked out of the door. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Natasha and you're watching Tasha Yokes. Okay, so if you're new here, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around with me. So yeah, you saw the title and it's true. I was scammed, okay? But let me tell you how it happened. Thinking about it now, I don't understand how I fell for it, but I did. So let me tell you how it happened, right? So this happened last week. I was there, and before I got the call, it happened on phone. So before I got the call, I had just found out that I didn't I did not qualify for something I was planning on applying for. So I was a little bit sad. So I just went down on my knees to pray. After praying and asking God why me and all that good stuff. So after praying, I just got up, and while I was going to sit on my bed, I I got this call. Okay. So I got a call, and the first thing the person said was, it was a guy.
Ma'am, your social insurance number has been flagged as being involved in fraudulent activities.
There I was like, "Eh, what is this? I just finished praying for one misfortune. Where from this one too?" So I'm like, okay. And he asked for my social insurance number. And I told him we are not supposed to be giving social insurance number to anybody. And he said with a stern voice,
Ma'am, there is an investigation going on, so we need to have your social insurance number.
at that point, my common sense walked out of the door. I was shaking, I was shivering because I'm in someone else's country, and being, uh, see, I was afraid of getting arrested or anything like that, because me, I know I've not done anything wrong, but I want to comply and prevent me from getting arrested, right? So I gave him my social insurance number. First mistake. So I gave him my social insurance number, and he's like, okay, so he's going to transfer me to the officer in charge of the investigation. I'm like, okay. I waited, and he gave the phone to another officer, and the officer was like,
Ma'am, yes, so as my colleague said, your social insurance number have been flagged as being involved in fraudulent activities. We have found out that you have 15 different bank accounts where you are moving fraudulent or illegal money.
and da 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 da. I'm like, hey, okay. Mm-hmm. He said,
Okay, I know you just gave your social insurance number to my colleague. Can you repeat your name for me, please? Give me your full name.
and I said, okay, my name is Natasha, da 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 da. Like, okay, ma'am, take a piece of paper. He told me to take a piece of paper and write this. Like, okay, please hold on. At that point, I was shaking. Okay, please hold on. I got a pen and paper. So, this is what I wrote from all the everything that happened. Said, I should write the page number of my case, which I did, and that his name is Officer Paul Davies, and his batch number is, he gave me his batch number. And like, okay, this sounds legit. Is he's giving me batch number, like his number, his name, and whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. And they're like, he's like,
So we've been doing this investigation and we got an address for this social insurance number, which was mine, for your social insurance number. And the address we got when we went there, there was nobody there. We trashed the place, but then there was nobody there. So
uh, I forget things easily. I don't even know why I waited a week to do this video, but let me try and remember everything and tell you guys. So right now he's going to tell me what to do. No, he's going to tell me the options I have, because as it stands now, my social insurance number has been used for 15 different cases of fraudulent activities. So he's going to tell me how we are going to go about all the everything, how we are going to go about everything. So he asked me if I have 15 accounts, 15 different bank accounts. I'm like, no, I have only one bank account. It's like, okay, ma'am, please wait. I cannot tell you everything he said verbatim because I do not remember. But he said, ma'am, he said,
Ma'am, for the sake of the investigation, this call is going to be recorded, and this recording will be used either against you or for you a in the investigation or when we go to trial.
I don't remember. Yeah. But the recording is basically going to serve as an evidence against me, or it can help me in my case. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He said,
Okay, so make sure that everything you're telling me is the truth and nothing but the truth.
okay, fine. No problem. I'm ready to comply. I do not want to go to jail in someone else's country. So he's like, confirm to me. You say you have only one bank account. I'm like, yes. He said, okay. What kind of bank account do you have? I said, I have this and that and that. He said, okay. Do you have a credit card? I'm like, yes, I have a credit card. He asked for my credit card limit, and I told him. It's like, okay. Um,
So once again, ma'am, you want to confirm that you do not have 15 bank accounts, but one bank account with this with so and so bank.
like, yes. So okay. So now the options, you let me check my notes if I don't like I'm not missing anything. I forget a lot of things very, very easily. So yeah. Yes. So he told me that this seems like a case of identity theft. So I have two options. Either they freeze all my accounts, which is all the 15 accounts, which would include my actual account for 6 months. That means I would not have any money for 6 months. So if I can be able to survive, then I should go for. If I can be able to survive without my account, without taking money from my account, then I should choose that option. And the second option is to verify that the bank I said I bank with is the only bank account that I have. And then they will freeze the other accounts, which will be considered as fake, right? Okay. So I'm like, okay, if you freeze my bank account, if you freeze all 15, it means I will not have any money for 6 months. I'm new in this country, so there's no way I can survive for 6 months without money. Said, okay. So, ma'am, you're choosing the second option. I'm like, yes, I want to verify my account. It's like, okay, listen to these instructions. I'm going to go through the instructions with you and said,
Ma'am, let me tell you that you are not supposed to tell any third party about whatever conversation or details I'm giving you right now.
like, oh, okay. So I'm not supposed to tell anybody. He said, yes, you are not supposed to tell anybody. Okay, fine. Give me the details, okay? So he said, the verification process, I have everything here. He only said I think he only said I should take a paper for the his batch number and his name, but because I didn't want to forget the instructions, I kept on writing because I might forget. Okay, my memory is fucked up. So the verification process is that I should go to the bank and withdraw $5,300. The moment he mentioned that I should go to the bank and withdraw money, I was like, no, I'm a Ghanaian, I'm African. Nobody plays without money, okay? Even if I have that kind of money, there's no way I'm going to withdraw that money and follow this investigation or whatever you call it, okay? But I was listening to him. Okay, go to the bank and withdraw 5,300, yeah, $5,300, and he asked me where, if my bank is close to me. I'm like, no, my bank is like 10 minutes away. It's like, okay, so I will go with you, I'll be on the phone with you. I'm like, hey, so you're going to be on the phone with me for 10 minutes before I get to the bank? He said, yes, I'm supposed to be with you and take you through everything. I'm like, oh, okay. So the plan is that when I withdraw the money, he's on the phone with me, right? So when I withdraw the money, oh god, when I withdraw the money, he would send me a QR code, and then the address of a government authorized machine. Okay, so when I go to the machine, I will scan the code to the machine, the code he just sent me. I will scan the code to the machine. It will identify me as being Natasha. Okay, so it's Natasha trying to verify her real account. That's what he said. So it will identify me, and then I will put the $5,300, $5,300. Okay, I'll put the 5,000, the money into the machine, and then the verification will take 15 minutes. That's what he said. So after putting the money in the machine, the verification will take 15 minutes. So I'm supposed to stay there and wait for the machine for 15 minutes. And I asked him, okay, so if I put the money in the machine, am I going to get it back? It's like, yes, once it has been verified, the money will be sent back into your account. I'm like, okay, at this point, I already caught on that this was scam, because I'm not about to empty my bank account for you. If it's really that, like, that's when my common sense came back into the room. Like, if really this is an investigation, you can just hang up and then go to the police station. They should have a record, right? If I'm really under investigation, they should have a record of me. Like, okay. So he said after the 15 minutes, the machine will take a picture of me and make sure that I am me and whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. So once the account has been verified, they will freeze the other fake accounts. I'm like, okay. At that point, he was waiting for me on the phone to like get ready and go to the bank. I'm like, okay. Because at this point I realized it was scam. We have a secretariat on campus. They're very, very close to me. So whilst he was on the phone, I was getting ready to leave my room and then go to the bank. Okay, go to the bank. So I ran to the secretariat office, and on my way I met my friend, the one I pranked in my other video, Celestina. And I was talking to Celestina because we had a meeting at that point, at that time. So Celestina was going, she was waiting for me downstairs so that we can go together. So I met her and I told her, oh, she should go and leave me because something like, at that moment I was panicking because now they have my social insurance number. I realized it was scam, but they have my social insurance number. That is a huge problem. So I ran to the secretariat and he was still on the phone. Like, okay, yeah, I'm going to the bank, on my way to the bank. So when I got to the office, I was scared, okay? I was scared. The lady saw it and it's like, Natasha, calm down. Calm down. Everything will be fine. Tell me what's going on. So I just gave her this for her to read because I couldn't talk. So I gave her this and she read everything. And I put the phone somewhere on the couch, like far away, so that he wouldn't hear that I'm talking to some other person, right? Before I realized, he had hung up the call and then he was calling back. That's when the lady told me not to answer. So I didn't answer. He called like 15 times, but I did not answer. He used different numbers to call, but my true caller flagged everything as scam, spam, one of them. Okay, so I did not pick up. So I was telling this lady whatever happened, everything that happened. I'm like, okay, do I go to the police station or what do I do? Because right now they have my social insurance number, which would be a big problem. Like, okay, so we made a plan. I went to the police station first. When I went to the police station, they're like, I have to make a report online. So I came back, made a report online. When I made the report, I the feedback was that um I can only make a report if I lost $5,000 and less. So they can't process the report or something like that. I'm like, okay. So if they can't, I'm supposed to call a certain number. So I called the number, and the number when I just started talking, the lady was like, "Did they tell you that you owe money?" Like, it was like, this is a common call. Like, it's they get this kind of calls very often, that these people call them and whatever, whatever. So they know what's going on. It's like, ma'am, did they tell you that you owe money? I'm like, no. They said I've been involved in fraudulent activities. Oh, can you see me? Okay, she's like, okay, ma'am, but did you lose money? I'm like, no. Okay, she's like, okay, if you didn't lose money, then there's no need for you to make a report. Like, okay, cool. All right, all right. So what do I do about they knowing my social insurance number? So I went to the bank, and before I went to the bank, the moment I realized it was scam, I just logged in into my online banking and blocked all my cards while I was talking to the guy. So I'd already blocked all my cards. And so after the police station, I went to the bank and told them everything. And they said, okay, once the person doesn't have my bank account, or, uh, yeah, my bank account or bank details or passwords, they can't get to my money. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yo, I've been I've been recording for 18 minutes. Oh my god. I'm sorry this video is going to be somehow long, but I'll make it short, okay? So after I went to the bank told me that I have to call the two biggest credit companies in Canada. That's Equifax and TransUnion. So I called TransUnion first. Yeah, I called TransUnion, and then what they can do is that, no, no. Before I called TransUnion, I also went to Service Canada, because they gave me the SIN number, the social insurance number. So I went there, and they also said that I have to call Equifax and TransUnion. So I called TransUnion and Equifax, and both of them said they would put a fraud alert on my social insurance number, so that anytime that number is used to apply for credit, the company that is supposed to give me the credit is supposed to call me and verify that I am the person who applied for that credit. So that is all that they can do, and everything was fine. So yes, I fell for the scam, but I did not lose any money because my common sense came back. Okay, so this is what happened. Most of the time, I think a lot of people have fallen victim to this, because whenever I tell my story, they're like, oh, people fall for this all the time. So I guess right now I'm part of the statistics of people who fell for this kind of scam. Charlie, it was hell. Okay, so because that day, jeez, I had to call Celestina to come and cook for me because I was shaking, and I was doing like making calls and making police reports online and stuff like that. Like, that day was the worst day of my life in Canada, hands down. Because I was so scared that they have my social insurance number. What do I do? What do I do? So yeah, guys, this is the story. If ever you get this kind of call, please don't listen to them, okay? Don't listen to them. I don't know how I fell for it, but I did. It's kind of like Momo, the Momo scam, but wait there, it sounded so legit. Hey, Momo, at least who say Momo can't for papa. They are not speaking good English. Momo scam, but this one, they're white people, so everything was fine. I mean, the guy was giving me his batch number and his name and whatnot. Okay, guys, so if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, put on your post notification to be notified every time and anytime I post a video. Give me a thumbs up and share this video for others to know that, yes, this is what's happening. I know, I think everybody knows that this is what's happening, but just share it, okay? there could be other people like me who could fall for this scam. So share it for people to know. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.